Warning, this video may contain content that may not be suitable for children or anyone else that is easily offended. Strong language, graphic content, nudity, bad jokes, and a possible idiot, aka myself, may be featured in the following clip. Viewer discretion is advised. Channel is not responsible for any damages that you receive watching this video.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Zems, and welcome to another reaction video. Today we're gonna react to 5 of the creepiest unsolved mysteries by Mr. Nightmare. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you super box, comment link and watch the video in entirety, because I'm gonna be pausing and stopping and talking to the whole thing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, bro. I know y'all see we like 30 away from 6,000 subscribers, man. Thank you guys so much. Tell your auntie, uncle, brother, niece, uncle, turtles, goldfish, whatever you got, man. Tell them hit that subscribe button if you're new to the Reprisalzems, and welcome to the crow's nest. Y'all know it's only an unsolved mystery until I step on the scene. In the criminal justice system, sexually based offense are considered especially heinous. On YouTube, the dedicated detective who investigates these special offenders are a member of the squad known as Reprisalzems crow's nest. These are their stories. Bruh. I tell you guys all the time, I'm Sherlock Holmes Zems, Red Flag King, Common Sense Master, the King of Reaction Channels. No, but for now, let's get it. Let's go. Number 5.
Kevin Nguyen, who was 25 at the time, went missing in the early hours of December 9th, 2018.
Okay.
His family said he was kicked out of a bar called the Brass Rail on Broadway after an altercation, and that's the last they've seen or heard from him. Family, friends, and strangers have been hoping to find him or hear from him ever since. The following Sunday, nearly 150 volunteers and family members gathered at Lakeside Park to continue the search. The family searched the banks of the St. Joseph and St. Mary's rivers, and also the area around the Brass Rail. The following Thursday, they found his glasses broken in the parking lot of the bar. Kevin's family stated that his vision was very bad, and the fact that his glasses were broken and left behind was a very bad sign, and there's no way he'd be able to make his way around without seeing. Management at the bar told the family that Kevin had entered the bar 4 times the night he went missing. There's an Arby's down the road from the bar that had given the family 2 videos. They show Kevin walking by the restaurant alone, one around 1:40 in the morning, the other around 2:45 in the morning. The Brass Rail has given their surveillance video to detectives, but after 2 long years with no word, the family has become less hopeful. Many people believe he had broken his glasses and without his vision simply stumbled into the river and drowned. If this were the case, the body would have been found during the multiple searches of the river.
Facts.
Or at the very least, the body would have been washed up somewhere by now.
In my opinion, he got kidnapped. That's the only thing that I could see. Like, my thing was, if he found his glasses in the parking lot and they were broken, I believe 9 times out of 10, whoever he had the confrontation with probably went back and did something to him. Because I don't see him, I can't find my glasses like on some Velma Scooby-Doo type stuff and just wander around and fall in the river. Like they said, they would have found the body. In 150 volunteers, I think they need to investigate the Brass Rail a little bit more, because I feel like there's more into it that we're not really seeing. Because I feel like somebody in a bar would have seen something or heard something, especially him. He didn't look like a guy that would be in too much trouble. So who knows? Too many drinks, over time, stuff got wild and a fight ensued or something, because your glasses is not in the parking lot. I feel like if your glasses broke in the parking lot, either one, somebody knocked them off your face, or you was in the middle of a struggle and you dropped them and somebody stepped on them. And I think they kidnapped him and probably did the worst thing possible, which is probably killed him, because he's been missing for 2 years. But I thought at first, I was like, Arby's had to kill him, bro. If you eat at Arby's, bro, your stomach built different. I have never, bro. Arby's is just, I know that curly fries, I heard the curly fries is good, but I know they got the meats. But pause. Number 4.
2002, Michaela Lawrence, who was 12 at the time, and her entire family received news that her father had been in a fatal car accident. His body was barely recognizable from the wreck. The family, of course, opted for a closed casket funeral. A few weeks after the funeral, things started appearing in the mailbox of the Lawrence household. Small packages with Michaela's name written on them. The packages would come once every few weeks. The first package was a small knick-knack type item. It was a decorative model glow-up Big Ben clock statue. It was a familiar piece that Michaela's mother recognized from the house somewhere. A few weeks later, another package came. This package contained an old antique stopwatch from the 50s. It didn't work anymore, but once again, it looked familiar to Michaela's mother. None of the packages said who they were from or where they came from. A few more weeks later, on Michaela's 13th birthday, a card in an envelope ended up in the mailbox, and written on it was Michaela's name again. The card was a happy birthday card, but once again, the mother recognized this card, and the handwriting was familiar. It was the handwriting of her thought-to-be deceased husband, but it was a card that the couple had given to their daughter years ago, and it was signed Love, Mom and Dad. This confirmed her suspicions that the items that had been arriving in the mail were possessions from the house, those of her husband's. She tried to check the safe in the bedroom closet to see if anything was missing, but mysteriously the safe combination no longer seemed to work no matter how many times she tried. She tried going to the police about the packages at her house, but police couldn't do anything except advise to install some kind of security system. To this day, it's not known who sent the packages or how whoever sent them got a hold of them.
I don't know, that's a tricky one because they say he had a car crash, so they confirmed that he was deceased. I first want to know what was his job as well. I would like to know what his profession was, because sometimes people are able to fake their deaths in order to pursue something else. So I want to know if he worked for the government or was he CIA or FBI or something like that, because how are knickknacks and stuff coming from the house but getting sent back into the mail? It doesn't make any sense. Was the daughter doing it, kind of like a grief thing, or was the mom doing it and kind of like pressure, seeing things? Like, it's a lot of stuff that can go into that. Like, was it the neighbors? Like, I would like to know what was his job, and especially if the safe combination changed, how could you do that? Only person that would know this combination safe is her and the husband. I doubt the daughter knew it. I don't know. Maybe he faked his death. People are like, oh, that's kind of far-fetched, but a lot of people do that, bro, and they change their names and they leave. So I would like to know what was his job and the kind of person that he was, because I just feel like a 50s watch and birthday card that you and your husband, she recognized the writing, is only one person that can write like that is the husband. So that's, I don't know. I don't want to say it is fake and he's actually, passed away, because they said his body wasn't recognizable. So my thing right then and there, if his body wasn't recognizable, can you really say it was him?
Frauke Liebs disappeared on June 20th, 2006 from the town Paderborn in Germany. Her body was found almost 4 months later, on October 4th, 2006. The circumstances of her disappearance are mysterious, especially since she's believed to have made contact with her friends between her disappearance and her death. 2006 was the year of the Football World Cup in Germany. Frauke met with some friends at the Old Triangle Irish pub in downtown Paderborn to watch some of the games.
I don't know where that is.
Mom dropped her off at the pub around 9 p.m. During the Sweden-England match, she exchanged text messages with an acquaintance until the battery of her cell phone ran out. She then borrowed the battery of her friend, but the friend said that she returned the battery before leaving. At about 11 p.m., Frauke left the bar. It's assumed that she walked home, because she was said to only have about €5 on her at that point. Her flat was about 1 mile away from the pub. Nobody knows which path she took, because nobody saw her after she left the pub. Her flatmate Chris claimed that she never arrived in the flat. At 12:49 a.m., her roommate received a text from Frauke, which stated that she'd be back late. She did not appear at work the following day, and after she was not in the apartment, Frauke's mother reported her missing. Over the next few days, Frauke contacted her roommate 5 times over cell phone. The calls were usually short and during the evening hours, and did not contain a lot of information about her situation. In the first calls, she hinted that she would come back soon, but answered further questions evasively or mysteriously. The last phone call was received on the evening of June 27th, while Frauke's sister was present. Frauke got asked by her sister if she was held against her will, and she supposedly said yes, but then immediately corrected herself by saying no in a louder tone. After that, the contact of Frauke was lost. According to police, during these phone calls, Frauke's cell phone was in various industrial zones of Paderborn. The police also assumed that the calls were placed from within a car that was driven to those areas. The case was never solved.
Human trafficking, sex trafficking, I'm calling it. I'll call it sex trafficking, because my thing is, how do you, my phone's dying, I need your battery, to walking home and then saying they got a text message from her. So how is you gonna send a text message if your phone dead, unless somebody took you, charged your phone and told you to send out messages to let people know that you're okay so they don't have to come looking for you. And then she was like, are you being held hostage? Yes, no. So maybe they overheard it, you know what I'm saying? And maybe she was, who knows? I feel like it's sex trafficking, if you're asking me, because they said they pinged her phone in different locations in the vehicle, and remember, she didn't have enough money to get in the vehicle, so who the hell picked her up? If it wasn't her friends, it had to be somebody that was watching her walk home alone. That's why you don't walk home alone at night, bro. Like, I don't even like to do it, and I'm a man. I don't, no shame in my game. I don't like walking at night by myself. If I don't have money to get home, I'm not staying out that late. I'm probably going to leave an hour or two earlier so I can get home before it starts getting dark, because I don't need somebody to see me, bro. In Germany, when it gets towards like nighttime, I lived in Germany for like 2 years. Cars don't be driving around like that when it gets darker darker towards the nighttime. You might see a couple of vehicles here and there, but not a lot of people be driving like that at night. So at least in the area I was in Kaiserslautern, and that's what I seen. Correct me if I'm wrong. But let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about these stories. Do you agree with me? Pick up something that I missed during these stories, or just let me know what you think, or if you have any additional information, because you guys always know more than what I do when we reacting to videos or talking about videos or stories. You guys always come through with the clutch. So let me know down in the comment section. Excuse me. Number 2.
Jack Wheeler held many important positions throughout his lifetime.
Jack Wheeler.
He was a chairman for the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, a senior planner for Amtrak, an official of the Securities and Exchange Commission, and more. His value to his community made it much worse when Jack disappeared on December 28, 2010, after exiting an Amtrak near Wilmington, Delaware. He was later seen on December 30th at 10th and Orange Street in Wilmington. On December 31st, his body was discovered by a landfill worker as it fell onto a trash heap in the Cherry Island landfill. His death was later ruled a homicide. His death was ruled to be due to assault and blunt force trauma. It was determined that all the stops the garbage truck had made that day involved large commercial disposal bins in Newark, a few miles from Jack's home. Prior to Jack's death, he was cited several times. On December 29th, he was cited at the Newcastle County Courthouse parking garage. He was disoriented and wearing only one shoe. He tried to gain access to the garage on foot, claiming that he wanted to warm up before paying the parking fee. He told the attendant that his briefcase had been stolen, and he kept claiming that he wasn't intoxicated, but the attendant didn't believe him. It was later determined that his car was in a different garage. This was the last CCTV footage taken of him. Later that day, Jack asked a pharmacist in Newcastle for a ride to Wilmington. He reportedly looked upset at the time. The pharmacist offered to call him a cab. He then left the store. On December 30th, he was seen wandering around various office buildings. Several people asked if he needed help, but he refused any assistance. This case has still never been solved.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. It looks like he was paranoid. Like, he kept looking when he was like talking to the lady, like, hey, I need my car, please, like, help me. He's missing a shoe. You can tell he's not drunk or whatever it is. He's scared. He lost a shoe. My thing is, if you lose a shoe, it's either one or two things. Either that was like beating you up and it fell off, or you was running and it came off. That's the only thing. Two ways you go run with a shoe. You're not gonna, if you're gonna take both shoes off, you're gonna take both. You're not gonna leave one shoe on. So he had to be in some kind of trouble. I just wish, I think he was so scared that he didn't realize that his car was in a different parking lot. So whoever killed this dude, they was after him. It was personal. Blunt force trauma and assault. So they beat him. I told you guys, even like in most psychology books or criminal investigation cases, if it's blunt force trauma or stabbings or anything like that with physical contact, bro, it's personal. So it had to be somebody that was close to him, or maybe he owed somebody money. Who knows? That'd be happening around these parts, because sometimes you owe people money and they're going to get it any means possible. People die over $5. So I feel like it had to do something with business. It was some under the table type stuff going on, 100%. There's no way that a dude like him, business dude, veteran like that, could be a hated person. He had to be in deep with some kind of gang or mob, or he owed somebody money, bro, 100%.
Lastly, we had the disappearance of Brian Shaffer. In
Sounds
2006,
familiar.
Ohio State student Brian Shaffer went into a bar and never came out. He was out with two friends one night, and they went to a bar called the Ugly Tuna Saloona. This bar had a front main entrance and a back entrance for staff and entertainment, both of which had cameras pointed at them. Around 10 p.m. that night, Brian called his girlfriend to tell her that he loved her. Soon after, Brian is seen on camera entering the bar, and then later seen stepping out of the bar to talk to two girls before going back inside. Minutes before the bar closed and they were preparing to leave, Brian told his friends he was going to talk to the band. Brian walked away out of sight, and his friends waited for him, but he was never seen again. This was not a large bar, and the band does not remember talking to him. On top of it, the cameras never caught him exiting the bar. No one knows what happened to Brian after he walked away from his friends, or how he left the bar, or if he ever did for that matter. An FBI agent who was specialized in facial recognition spent a long time analyzing the security footage of the bar and watched every person who came in and out of the venue. He never identified Brian leaving, but years later, after he had stopped working on the case, he was at an Ohio State football game and saw someone across the crowd that he couldn't help but think looked very much like Brian. In fact, he bore such a resemblance to Brian that the agent had to go and talk to him. It turned out it was Brian's brother, proving just how good the agent's facial recognition was. Brian's girlfriend called his cell phone every day for weeks, and it always went straight to voicemail until one night when it actually rang 3 times, then went to voicemail. This was unexplainable. truly weirdest part about this whole thing is that the last footage of Brian was him re-entering the bar. No footage was ever found of him leaving the bar, which has led to theories that he never did leave. To this day, no one knows where he is.
That FBI agent was so good. He's at an Ohio State football game. Do you know how many people go to Ohio State football games? And he notices this dude, bro. This dude is good at his job, bro. He needs a raise, because I would have never, that's crazy. Some people just never forget faces, bro. And he's really that good to notice him out of those thousands and thousands of people. I would say something like that. If you seen him come back in the bar and he leaves again, my thing is he had to know something, because you just don't call your girlfriend randomly like, oh, okay, I love you. Who does that? I know you say I love you when I leave the house, you know, text you when I get there, that kind of stuff, but you just don't just call randomly and say I love you. Okay, bye. I don't know. If he didn't leave back out, maybe they killed him in there and put him in a trash bag or something like that and took him out somewhere else. Because my thing is, if you seen him come in, but you didn't see him leave out, he had to have died there, or he went out a blind spot, or he did something and he left. So many things that goes through my head when stuff like that happens. Like, was he trying to start a new life over? Did he love somebody else? Did he just try to leave and start all over again? Did he owe somebody money, or did he get into altercations with somebody and he came back and they killed him? If the band don't remember talking to him, did he even talk to the band? How do you only have 2 damn cameras in a whole establishment? Like, if me personally, if I own the establishment, bro, I'm getting all exits. I'm getting inside the bar, like, you know, where the restrooms is, not in the restrooms, but pointing towards the restrooms. Like, it has to be more than one exit, bro. There's no way you can go in and then not come out the same way you came in. I feel like something happened and maybe they tried to cover it up, like a lawsuit or something like that, and they tried to get rid of it and they put them somewhere where you can't find them. I just think it's weird. And then your phone rang 3 times and it went to voicemail and she called this dude every day. I don't know. That's a tricky one, because there's so many what ifs. And if the FBI agent didn't notice you leaving out the bar, then I don't think you ever left. But let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. This video is by Mr. Nightmare. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. We are so close to 6,000 subscribers, man. I cannot believe that. We've worked so hard, man. Just know, back when I get back to Japan, I'm going to start up gameplays again, horror gameplays. So if you guys want to do that, that's cool. I'm still going to do reaction videos and stuff like that, but I'm going to start mixing back in gaming videos, because that's what this channel was originally for. So if you're into that, great. If you just like to kick it with me, great. If you're just into reaction videos, those are going to still be here as well. So thank you guys so much for your support. But if you guys are ready, be sure you swoop down the description box, call a link, watch the video in entirety, because I was pausing, stopping, and talking through the whole thing. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys thought of each story. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.